In a stunning move, Wisconsin GOP vote to start the removal process of the administrator of selections. Yeah, guys. So if you guys missed the last show, I did talk about how the administrator of elections, they have to vote. The something about like people in the Senate or whatever have to vote to keep or remove them. You know, whether they're going to renew them or not. And because it was a stalemate, basically a GOP did not vote and made it a stalemate. They were going to automatically get another 4 years. So now the GOP is actually going to move to actually get rid of them because this person's crooked as all hell. But anyways, less than 15 hours after Wisconsin Democrats openly defied state election law on the Wisconsin Election Commission to ignore state election law, the Wisconsin GOP-controlled state Senate voted late Wednesday night on June 28th to start the process of removing Administrator Megan Wolf with a party-line passage of Senate Resolution 3. The approved resolution will now be sent to the Republican-controlled Wisconsin State Senate Committee on Shared Revenue, Elections, and Consumer Protection for a hearing. Look at that. Once the committee hearing is complete, an executive session for the committee will be scheduled to vote. Then the bill will be sent to the Senate floor for a full vote, with the probability of an extraordinary session of the Senate being called that does not require the approval of the governor's office. Oh, look at that. They're going to override the governor. Yeah, that's awesome. Wisconsin doing it big, taking care of their state, huh? Look at that. More people. Michiganders, you got to move over, okay? You got to leave Michigan. You guys are going to be screwed there, okay? The governor's office cannot veto the action of the state Senate. Hopefully this process will be completed before the end of July. The progressive liberal Democrats thought they had pulled a fast one on the Wisconsin voters with their shameful behavior by abdicating their responsibility to make a recommendation on the administrative position that has the current 4-year term expiring yesterday, by keeping the current administrator in place indefinitely by daring anyone to sue them. The progressive liberal Democrats have already threatened to sue the Republican state Senate for simply following state election law. Of course, Wisconsin taxpayers will have to cover the legal costs for the childish antics of the progressive liberal Democrats to use the courts to find ways to get around the law when they don't get their way. Apparently, Senate Republicans had finally had enough of being insulted by the state Democrats and exercised their legal, statutory, and legislative authority to move the appointment of an administrator for elections forward as prescribed in State Statute 1561. The failures of the administration of elections under the current leadership is well documented. Their actions may have affected the outcome of an election supposedly decided by 20,000 votes in 2020, with a few of the following well-documented reports on selection fraud and mismanagement of selections. These are all the different things they violated. We talked about it in previous videos. We'll skip that over. Maybe, just maybe, something will finally be done to address the rampant e-fraud from the 2020 selection. The Wisconsin State Republicans unanimously supported taking a step in the right direction to address the appointment of a new administrator Wednesday night, even though the childish liberal Democrats walked out of the Senate chambers when the vote was being taken. Here's a couple of takes from the liberal press and media regarding the passage of Senate Resolution 3 to legally and statutorily remove the process of appointing a new administrator forward. These are the headlines. They write, Senate Republicans seek to vote on Megan Wolf's nomination as election chiefs in challenge to Elections Commission. Madison.com. MSN.com writes, Wisconsin Republicans tried to force vote on reappointment of nonpartisan election. No, it's not nonpartisan. It is partisan as all hell because they put someone in there who's partisan. Okay? ABC News writes, Wisconsin Republicans tried to force a vote on the reappointment of a nonpartisan election. It's the same thing. Look, it's almost word for word, guys. It's like that video when you hear a bunch of them saying the same thing all at the same time, right? Yeah. Shout out to Casey Crypto Casey. Anyways, guys, the npcshow.com is live. Please check it out. Sign up for the newsletter on the right hand side. I will send you an email when I go live, and also please consider following me over on Kick. Links in the description. We start the show earlier there. We end it later here. In fact, right now, as of the recording of this, we're live here and here only, right?